Did you know that in Nepal they named a 2-year-old girl a goddess? Did you know that archaeologists have found alien bracelets? Did you know that some dogs and cats have recovered their sight with fish skin? All this and much more today on Colin the Curious. A 2-year-old girl has been chosen in Nepal as the new living goddess. Aryatara Shakya, 2 years and 8 months old, was chosen as the new Kumari, or virgin goddess, replacing the current one, who according to tradition becomes a mere mortal upon reaching puberty. The little girl was carried by her family to a temple during a Hindu festival. Girls are selected between the ages of 2 and 4 and must have impeccable skin, hair, eyes, and teeth. Yesterday she was just my daughter, but today she is a goddess, said her father, Ananta Shakya. The former Kumari, Trishna Shakya, a goddess in 2017, now 11 years old, left through the back door, carried on a litter by her family and supporters. According to Nepali folklore, men who marry a former Kumari die young. So many girls remain unmarried. Strange custom, don't you think? Jerry Gazello was born with a condition called megalocornea, where the cornea of the eye is larger than normal. The cornea is the transparent, dome-shaped outer layer located on the front of the eye. See what it looks like in profile. In 2006, astronauts on the International Space Station launched a Russian spacesuit into space, which was no longer in use, but with a curious purpose. They converted it into an experimental satellite. It floated independently around the planet for several weeks before losing power and finally disintegrating upon entering the atmosphere. Did you know that people get teeth tattoos? Well, not actually on the natural tooth itself, but on dental crowns. These tiny works of art are engraved or painted on the surface of the crown before being placed in the mouth. Would you do it? Let me know in the comments what you'd get tattooed. The famous 1973 song Angie is undoubtedly one of the most famous and romantic rock ballads. The song was written by Keith Richards, guitarist for the Rolling Stones, in a detox clinic in Switzerland and completed by Mick Jagger, the band's vocalist. It is rumored that Jagger had an affair with Angela Bowie, wife of singer David Bowie. Hence, the lyrics speak of a loving farewell. Others believe that Jagger took the idea from Richards and related it to his breakup with his ex-partner Marianne Faithfull. David Bowie's wife, Richards, and Jagger have denied these theories. Back in 2010, Keith Richards confirmed in his biography, Life, that the title and melody were inspired by his daughter, Angela Richards. Keith wrote the song without a specific name because he didn't yet know the sex of his baby or what they would name her. Who do you think the song was dedicated to? Tell me in the comments section. This dish is very unusual. It involves eggs cooked on hot stones. Instead of using a pan or water, stones are heated until they reach a high temperature. This method gives the egg a unique flavor and texture, and it cooks evenly without the need for oil. Tuk South ventured into the Fiambala Desert in Argentina to do something we'd all like to do. They rolled a motorcycle tire over the highest dune there and let gravity do the rest. The ride was much longer than expected. The nut that holds a helicopter's main rotor together is called the Jesus nut. If it fails mid-flight, the rotors come off, and the only thing left to do is pray to Jesus. Honey gatherers in the Sundarbans in India wear masks on the back of their heads to protect themselves from tigers. These animals don't attack if they think you're looking at them. Wait a minute. I need you to see something. How is it possible that 90% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel? Remember that subscribing is free! The more of us there are in the community, the more videos like this I can continue to make. Support the channel with your subscription, give me a like, and leave a comment for the algorithm. This is a petroleum quartz from Madagascar. It contains tiny bubbles of petroleum trapped inside millions of years ago. In this curious video, we see a family of polar bears that moved a few years ago to an abandoned weather station on Kolyuchin Island, Russia. They have settled there permanently. Watch how they react to the drone filming them. The mouth harp is one of the oldest musical instruments in existence. It is believed to have originated thousands of years ago and has been used in different cultures around the world, both to accompany songs and dances, as well as in rituals and ceremonies. Did you know that, according to studies, the smell of old age begins as early as age 40? Yes, the classic grandfatherly smell. Science explains that at age 40, the production of lipids in the skin, which functions as a protective barrier against external agents and helps retain the amounts of water and oil the skin needs, increases. This hormonal change contributes to the aroma associated with aging. Among these compounds, the molecule 2-anonanol stands out, which is naturally produced in the dermis and is responsible for the smell of old age. Scientific research suggests that the smell of old age can begin to be felt as early as age 30. And I know you're smelling yourself right now. Are you old enough to start worrying about that smell of old age? This is Bella, a dog who has gone viral on social media for her unique smile. Tell me, isn't she sweet? Yes, she is. Bella has already accumulated thousands of followers on social media, along with her furry siblings Buddy and Birdie. Her cheerful and contagious expression has already gone viral, adding thousands of fans who can't stop falling in love with her unique charm. I wonder if her smile will always be like this, because it's impossible to see it and feel tenderness. This is how they created Professor Orloff's floating head in Wednesday. It all began with a blend of real acting and digital magic. Christopher Lloyd was filmed using a technique called volumetric capture, which captures his face from every angle to transform it into a hyper-realistic digital version. Meanwhile, on set, where the head was supposed to be, a 360-degree camera was positioned, capturing the scene from that point of view so that his interaction with the other actors was perfect. VFX artists then took charge of creating the virtual jar, recreating the glass, the liquid, the bubbles, and even small impurities to make it look authentic. Thus, his smile and gestures come to life as if he were actually inside that enchanted jar. Can you believe an Australian man typed all the numbers from 1 to 1 million in letters using his typewriter? It took him a whopping 16 years to complete the feat. What a shame it is to have nothing to do. Sky-eyed goldfish are one of the most unusual varieties. Instead of looking straight ahead or to the sides, their eyes point skyward.
Un extraño de fuera.
This roller coaster is the Suzuka circuit in Japan. It combines speed and technique. The better your drifts, the faster you go. If you drift well in the corners, your speed will increase and make the ride even more intense. These are Thomas Pearson's sculptures. They're like an hourglass, but with water. Each vessel is filled through a small opening, which is then permanently sealed with glass and resin to preserve the water inside. Archaeologists in Poland have discovered a 2,700-year-old bracelet. Curiously, it's made of meteoritic iron, and if that weren't enough, they also found 3 bracelets, a brooch, anklets, knives, and 26 other artifacts made from the same material. Researchers used methods such as portable X-ray fluorescence. Analysis revealed a high nickel content, a clear sign of its extraterrestrial origin. Unlike other cultures like the Egyptians, where this material is reserved for the elite, in Poland, it was found in the tombs of ordinary people without any gold or other precious stones. Interesting, don't you think? When a beaver cuts down a tree, it stops mid-gnaw to listen to the wood creak and make sure it knows which way it will fall. The white spots you see behind the tiger's ears are called ocelli and are part of its silent strategy as a predator. When the tiger lowers its head to drink water or rest, the ocelli are exposed. They look like a pair of eyes observing everything around them. Are you a fan or follower of an influencer or content creator on social media? How do you know if that person is really who they appear? A famous Japanese influencer named Azusa Gakuyuki, known for touring Japan on motorcycles, surprised her followers and the world when it was revealed on Monday Late Show, a Japanese program, that the influencer wasn't actually a woman, but a man over 50 years old. The influencer used face editing apps that made her look like a young lady. The man, actually named Zongu, when cornered by all the reporters, took off his helmet and explained that he used different apps to appear young and beautiful, since according to him, no one would want to see him with his real appearance. With this digital world full of artificial intelligence, I don't know what to believe anymore. Look at her photos. Would you have fallen for her trick? Be honest and tell me in the comments. American YouTuber Carter Scherer, with more than 11 million followers, wanted to fulfill his dream of owning a $5 million Bugatti Veyron. Browsing the internet, he found a bargain on Temu for just $30,000 and bought it without hesitation. After weeks of waiting, a huge box arrived. When he opened it, the surprise! It wasn't a real car, but a hollow, engineless polystyrene replica. So light he could lift it with his hands. Although it seemed like a scam, his unboxing video surpassed 1 million views, going viral and reminding everyone of the dangers of buying from unverified sites. A crazy challenge. Luke set out to jump between 2 moving trucks and perform a tsunami backflip over a highway sign. The challenge involved not only the dizzying speed, but also calculating the timing precisely, fighting the crosswind, and landing without hitting the sign. After practicing jumping between trucks and executing a tsunami backflip, one of his favorite tricks where he hangs from the inverted motorcycle, the decisive moment arrived. With just half a second to spare and his heart racing, Luke fired up the engine, flew over the sign, and achieved the feat. Pure adrenaline. Have you seen the movie The Man in the Iron Mask? This 1998 film starring Leonardo DiCaprio is about twin brothers separated at birth, one destined to become King of France, and the other a prisoner whose ties to the crown are hidden. You should know that, in real life, there was a prisoner whose identity was hidden in France. We don't know who he was, but it is known that King Louis XIV and the authorities kept his identity secret. He was placed in a black velvet mask, and when he died in the Bastille prison in 1703, his belongings and all evidence that could indicate who he was were destroyed. We have no proof of whether he had ties to the crown as shown in the movie, but he was undoubtedly someone very important. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to not feel pain? Olivia Famsworth is a young woman who, believe it or not, doesn't feel pain, thirst, hunger, or fear, and not by choice. Olivia suffers from a DNA alteration that caused a mutation that also takes away her sense of danger, cold, and heat. Her parents noticed her condition when, as a child, a car hit her and dragged her down the street, and she didn't complain or show any pain or fear. Olivia uses a stopwatch to tell her when to eat and wake up, and she also uses pills to help herself sleep. At first glance, it looks like a vanity mirror, but it's the Hocolite Lumea, a gadget that functions as a mirror, light, and magnetic holder for your phone. It's ideal if you're recording videos and need a light, also for reading. Its light is adjustable in intensity and color, and it lasts for 2 hours. By attaching it to your smartphone, you only add 75 grams, and its mirror saves you having to search for one among your things. If you want to get ready at the last minute or upload a video to TikTok, it's an ideal accessory. If you want to buy it, it's available for only $39. Would you buy it? We both know you don't need it, but you want it. This is how they decorate Christmas balls. Melanie Perkins is a young Australian who noticed that when teaching design classes, her students were getting frustrated with complicated programs. At that moment, she thought a simple and efficient graphic design platform would be great. Thus, Canva was born in 2008. Despite being rejected by more than 100 investors, Melanie managed to find an investor in Bill Tai, the Zoom investor, and thus Canva, a $40 billion company, was born. Melanie once declared, "I was told that design was only for experts, so I created a tool that made experts out of millions." I won't lie to you, Melanie, you've made my life easier. Tell me, have you used the app? Has it saved you from any trouble? I'll read you in the comments. A champagne cork can fly at speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour when thrown, especially if the bottle has been shaken. This speed is enough to cause injury and break glass. 23-year-old scientist Valentin Frechka has created a method for producing paper from fallen leaves. Avoiding logging, Frechka developed a process to extract cellulose from dried leaves, the same natural fiber obtained from wood in the paper industry. The collected leaves are cleaned, shredded, and subjected to chemical and mechanical treatment that releases the cellulose. This process is used to form strong sheets that can be transformed into paper, cardboard, and even biodegradable packaging. This innovation would not eliminate logging, but it could be a major step forward in significantly reducing deforestation by not using wood. A woman named Tiana Marsh saw an ad where BMW was giving away a car to the first person who responded, but since it was April Fool's Day, no one took it seriously. Tiana didn't understand why BMW would run an ad to trick people, so she responded. The ad said that if you brought in your old car, the company would trade it in for a new one. When Tiana went to a dealership, she was surprised to find it wasn't a joke. BMW gave her a new car valued at $50,000. No, this isn't the hobby horse your daughter can play with at the fair. Meet the Racewood MK10, the world's most advanced racehorse simulator. Riders can practice on it using pressure sensors in the saddle, a bridle, the straps, and a whip, the horse's spur rod. This robot has sensors in its neck that analyze the rider's every movement, and a device that measures their heart rate, ideal for comprehensive training. The downside is that the simulator costs $55,000. For that price, it's better to practice the old-fashioned way at equestrian centers, don't you think? If you've been worried about dropping your phone on a picnic or at the beach, you might want to consider purchasing the Float Buddy, a cell phone float that expands when attached to your gear and comes into contact with water, carrying your phone to the surface, preventing it from getting lost at the bottom of a river or lake. The float costs $60, and if you think about it, it's less expensive to pay for it and the maintenance of your wet gear than to buy a completely new device. For years, we've relied on USB drives, hard drives, and memory cards to store photos, documents, and projects. Convenient and inexpensive, they've been the standard for transporting and backing up information, but they have a major problem. They get damaged, fill up quickly, and eventually fail. To change the game, Microsoft is working on Project Silica, a technology that uses quartz glass capable of storing millions of files for centuries without losing quality. Unlike current devices, this glass resists the passage of time and obsolescence. In a world where data is constantly growing, this could be the ultimate solution. You've heard the story of the Tower of Babel in the Bible, a tower so tall that people sought to reach heaven. Today, Saudi Arabia seeks to build its giant tower. The Saudis aren't seeking to reach God, but rather to have the tallest tower ever built in the world. The tower, called Jeddah, will rise above the clouds at over 1,000 meters, defying strong winds and the height of any other building. The Burj Khalifa, the 828-meter building, currently the tallest in the world, will be dwarfed by this new colossus. The Saudis expect the tower to be completed in 2029 and to be a testament to Saudi Arabia's great power and economic rise. Hopefully, its story won't be like that of the tower we all know. Look at this bear. Or this deer. They're not real animals. They're robots designed to scare animals away from farmland and also to lure poachers into protected areas for arrest. These robots are covered in stuffed animal skin, or in some cases, synthetic fur, and are controlled automatically, making them look like real animals in the wild. The animals are remotely controlled and act automatically. Who would have thought we'd have robots as the scarecrows of the future? In a scientific laboratory, fish were trained to drive a vehicle on land. How did they do it? Through positive reinforcement. Every time the fish reached the desired spot, it received food. After about 10 sessions, the fish learned to navigate themselves toward the goal. Some, like Mr. Darcy, were diligent and fast. Others, like Mr. Wickham, were rebellious and lazy until food motivated them. These experiments show that fish can remember for a year, learn tricks, and even recognize circuits. Much more than simple pets, they have surprising intelligence and shatter the myth of the 3-second memory. Research in Ceará, Brazil, has revealed that tilapia skin may help restore vision in dogs and cats. This fish's skin is rich in collagen and has already been used for cell regeneration and increased burn healing in humans. Applying tilapia skin to injured corneas in dogs and cats has shown ocular repair, reducing inflammation without causing rejection. More than 400 dogs' eyes have been treated with this technique at the Federal University of Ceará, resulting in reduced pain, closure of lesions, and partial or complete improvement in vision. Further research is pending, but this represents a major advance in veterinary medicine. World skateboarding champion Sandro Diaz decided to push the limits of the sport with a spectacular attempt, setting the world record for the highest drop-in. To achieve this, he chose none other than the imposing Rio Grande do Sul state building in Brazil, whose unique architecture transformed into an urban mega-ramp. His first drop already surpassed the 23 meters of a traditional mega-ramp, but that was just the beginning. He bravely continued testing from ever greater heights on the 88.91-meter structure, turning each attempt into a mix of risk, adrenaline, and creativity that left the audience speechless. I'm scared to jump off a chair. What do you think of this feat? I'll read you in the comments. In Las Vegas, where extravagance is the norm, a millionaire spent $400,000 on something unexpected. He projected dancing kittens onto the Sphere, the largest and most expensive LED screen on the planet. Opened in 2023, This 157-meter structure with more than 1.2 million LED panels, capable of transforming into a planet or a giant eye, became a scene of tenderness. For hours, the animated kitties captured the attention of the audience and conquered social media, where thousands celebrated that, for once, fortune could only bring smiles. The Robotic Neo Q1 is here, the robot lawnmower that makes gardening easy and even futuristic. With artificial intelligence and smart mapping, it recognizes the boundaries of your garden with almost no configuration required. It also smoothly avoids obstacles, even in shaded areas. And thanks to its large wheels and floating blades, it adapts to uneven terrain without any problems. Its 22mm cut is fast and efficient, reaching up to 3 centimeters from the edge for a flawless, slim, and agile finish. Yet it covers spaces of up to 0.7 meters, and it can cover up to 1,000 square meters per day. Forget about traffic, expensive insurance, and boring rules. Alto, the first bike-friendly vehicle from Infinite Machine, has arrived. The best part? You don't need a license, insurance, or tow truck. It's legal everywhere and made with automotive-grade materials. It can handle rain, sun, and even your excuses for not going out. With a removable battery that you charge at home, you can ride all day without fear of getting stranded. Plus, it's anti-theft, trackable from your phone, and you can even bring a friend along. Customize it with accessories and get ready. Alto isn't just a ride, it's your new freedom on wheels. Like, subscribe, and share. Today's trip is over. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.